Hi everyone, this is Will from Productions², and we're back to continue our developer's log for Space Crusade. Sorry for the mess that's going on right now. I'm just trying to get stuff off of my E drive, or F drive, so I can get more space for rendering out footage. But we stopped yesterday, actually it was on Saturday. Today is Monday, I skipped a day. We stopped last time doing stuff for the what was it? The battle processing. We were working on, I believe, how to do the various menus and such for actually choosing how the fight will go between the three different or if one will even be displayed between the three different things, and how those will be displayed. So let me take a moment to get my bearings here, see where we're at. That's right, we're trying to figure out how we're going to do this P target thing, that's what it was. How we're going to choose which enemy to target. Gotcha. Alright, so, excuse me. So, we were working on the function, I believe, over here, trying to figure out how to make it work properly. No member. I haven't actually added it yet, that's why. Where are you? Here. Int battle menu 1C. Battle menu 1C. Okay, now it's added. So, and this is done, just about. Okay. So, Memoria, we want to move. Well, let's actually look here first. What parts are already in this? 102 to 108. So we get rid of those. 102 to 108. Get rid of all 13 gigabytes of that. And I'm going to add these 32 items. And that'll come out to how much space? We got 200 gigabytes free on that hard drive, so as long as it's not more than 100, it should be fine. Because what happens is that the way that these RARs update is that they double the amount. Whatever you're putting over there, it doubles the amount. So if you put 57 gigabytes, it's going to be 104. I don't know why they do that, but I guess they do. Makes no sense, but maybe that won't happen because I changed the update settings on my for this Memoria one, so I'm going to see if that fixes that little issue or not. Or actually, we gotta not do that. We gotta bring them over like this. And that'll get quite a bit of space free. I won't have to worry about it for a while. We can just go ahead and put that in the background. Where's the it's in the background as well. Okay, I'm gonna close that now. So, let's get back over to working on that actual set to B status. We want this one. And what's going to happen now is we're going to return a value. So this is going to be an int now, because we're going to return the well, yeah, because what we're gonna do is they're gonna be using the hostile teams to actually do the attacking. The battle participants vectors just to tell you which entity is supposed to go first. So that's not gonna be a problem. So yeah, it should be int, and we're gonna return a int for the hostile team. And that's going to be the target that the player has chosen. So we're going to say count. Do you wish It's only going to be used here though, so we could add it to the messages thing, but it's only going to be used in this particular instance. So for this thing, we'll just put it here. I probably will add it to the messages array later on though. Do you wish to target this vessel? Count. So we'll say I'll just put a C there to make it say P care choice instead of just P choice. I probably should say PI choice for that one. Care PC choice for returning player care. Let's see, for player choices characters. Back up here, the H status, turn that to int. Alright, so boom. Now we gotta do a switch for PC choice. So case Y, case Y, defaults, break. I actually don't even need to use those, do we? That's the one thing about switches, is that you don't need to use the brackets if you don't want, or braces, curly braces if you don't want to. I like to do it just because it keeps it, you know, looking uniform, but sometimes I'll just not use them. Might be easier not to. So return I think it is. Yeah, so I. Return I. Break. And so what this will do is it'll cycle through the hostiles available to attack and return the value of the element, turn the value of I, which will be whatever element is currently being shown, as who you're supposed to attack. And then that will be the focus of the player attack. The wingmen and hostiles will have a less, visual way of doing it. It'll just be a random, essentially. Well, it'll be random tampered with some types of limitations or requirements or considerations. For instance, it'll be random, but at the same time, I'm gonna try and figure out a way to make it so that ships that have less, shield, hull, or health, shield, armor, or hull points will be targeted more often, or more likely to be targeted. That way, it's a little more realistic. Just like the player would attack weaker ships first. The AI should be able to emulate that. So that's done now. We need to go back over here. So player choice, P choice. Are we going to say P target instead of P choice? P target is a int, is it not? No, it's a string. Damn. Okay, so I want to undo that. P choice. For int or for I equals 0, I is less than hostiles I plus plus. So if I equals P choice, P target equals H team I dot get name. So that's just to set up the player target. Set the player's targets. Now oh wait, no, that was a function for. Oh, okay, so that's just supposed to return P target or P choice. Never mind. My mistake. We will need that, but it won't be for this one. That'll be undertaken up here probably. Unless I already have something up here for that. Let me see. C target, current target. Okay, so we won't have to use it at all. We're using a current target with a number value, so that works out. Alright. Alright, so continue with battle loop processing for player. So we got the target. Now we need to determine the what the player wants to do. Let's see up here first. So execute attack order. We may have to do a triple for loop here. The reason I say that is because if you look at this now, we're in a for loop, so it's going to keep iterating through, and what's going to happen is that as we go through it, Well, let's see then. FC. So here's the battle protect. So there's the attack order up here. Okay, so never mind. This is just for. Okay, I was having a brain fart. I thought this actually did the ordering itself. The ordering's done up here. That's right. Duh. And this just executes the attack order. So this is correct then. So what this is saying is it's setting up the hostile flag and the C attacker for later on. Gotcha. Alright, so no, this is correct, yeah. Alright, so now, well, one thing we do need to do is, before anything is actually done, is to check to make sure the player is alive. During this part. So say if mPlayer dot dot pship dot is destroyed. That should be a not. Do not continue if pship is destroyed. And we should also add one up here. If pship is destroyed, actually, we can add it to, well, let's see, we have to add one here, one at the beginning and one at the end, I think. Because the reason is that before anything is executed, we want to make sure that, well, now the first one gets taken care of by this, but the problem is that the player ship is destroyed during this if here. I guess if it gets down here, it's gonna find it anyway, so we won't need one up there. Just one inside of this. We may not even need this one, but it's just a precaution in case hostile goes first. And, well, if hostile goes first, it's going to hit this anyway down here, so I guess we don't even need this. Never mind. So let's put it down here and say if mPlayer.pship is destroyed, mPlayer dot do I have a value that is for clones? Let's see. I guess we have to figure out how to figure that out. So until that, we'll say player.game over. Say to do figure out way to find if player has any clones in storage. Then call function to ask if they want to use them, if they do. Alright. Until then, we'll just have a game over here. And a break. So we got a break out of the for loop. Alright. So now... Alright, so, continue the battle loop processing for player. So now we gotta call up the menus, battle menus here. So, planet, C1. What is 1A though? Where is 1A even? I don't even see it in here. I think what we'll do is we will add, we'll just change this into a one menu instead of having two. We'll use this one. So let's get rid of this one. So it's got everything else the other one has. And what we'll say is we'll pass through hostiles. And let's turn this just to menu one. So no longer we're going to have that, but we are going to have just one, and it's going to have int hostiles being passed. And what's going to happen now is we'll say if hostiles is greater than 1, print that one out. Okay. Or if hostiles is greater than 1 and p choice equals 3, or is less than 1, sorry, is equal to 1, equals 1. No. If hostile, well, yeah, if hostiles is equals 1 and p choice is 3, then we want to have this doing this as well, because let's make sure we encapsulate this entire thing. I want to make sure that it's or this statement, not or if this is. So it's going to be or this entire statement, not just or this one. So if the regular player choices are incorrect, or if hostiles equals 1, but the player chooses 3, because 3 won't be printed unless hostiles is greater than 1, but the player can still enter 3 or any other number, then do this and choose 1. And then return player choice. Alright, next. So we'll call that one b-menu1 hostiles. So we're going to be making a switch then off of this. So back over to battle processing. MP dot battle menu 1 hostiles, and we're going to say p choice equals that. Okay, so switch using p choice case 1, and this one I am going to do brackets for because they're a little more complex. So if the player chooses one that's hail ship, I don't have anything for that just yet, so we'll just put a break in and put a to do hail ship function case 2. It's going to be open fire, which is going to call we'll call it prepare to fire instead of open fire. Prepare to fire. Now I'll call B menu 2. So mp dot battle menu 2. Break. Break. Case 3. So this is going to call the change target, I believe. No. I have it on the wrong one. Whoops. Whoopsies. It's on the wrong one. We need it on 4, not 3. So 4. Alright, so 3 is going to be enemy armament information, so that's going to call and I guess we'll have a smaller function that will only display the weapon information for the enemies, depending on the your skill module, your scanning modules. So 3 to do bow to do. Add weapon. I'll say weapon slash mod scanning function. Let's see now. Break. And I will be doing those functions through this process. So now case 4 needs to call the player choose target thing again. So C target equals get P target. Break. Case 5. Is retreat. Alright, so case 5. Call. So that, well, this would be a battle thing, retreat. So do we have any retreat functions? Yes, we do. P retreat. This one's going to have to be a little bit different. Bool. Because that'll let's have that return a bool. We'll say battle end equals that. So if the player manages to get away, it does return a bool anyway. Cool. So that works. So if the player manages to get away, that'll be true. If not, then false. Okay, then default. See case 1. Okay. If B end break. So that's the while loop. And that's the if ship. And this will be to close it off. Yeah. Alright. So that's how that goes now for the player. Kind of. Now P choice. And we're going to send P choice to another function instead of doing another switch here. But where is it going to be located? Is it going to be in this class or in a different one? Because what we're doing is now we're determining how we're going to fire. The weapons spread and all that other information is going to be stored in the ship class once we get around to it. But I don't think we should call that call a function from there. That should be saved for. Maybe it should be from here. So we would call it. Battle firing solutions, maybe. So just B firing solutions, BF solutions, or BFS. We'd have to pass through whether or not it's a player or hostile, though. Then have an if statement there, examining the bool to determine if it's a P ship or S ship, or P ship or H ship, rather. I think that'll work. So yeah, we'll do that. Let's go ahead and B solution pass through BSC a hostile. So I think we'll say void for this one. BF solution. Bool is hostile. Determine how and which weapons to fire. And essentially what I'm talking about by a firing solution is, say that your enemy has really strong shields. And let's say that, just for the sake of argument, that you had missiles that did more damage to shields. They had missiles that did damage to shields, but your lasers were really ineffective against shields. So what you would do is you would set up your missiles to fire first, so that you'd weaken the shields, possibly, disable them, or drive them down to zero, and then you'd have your lasers firing to do maximum damage to the ship itself. And that way it's a bit more tactical that way, so you can fire off, an EMP bomb to disable the shields, or EMP missile to disable the shields, and then have carte blanche on them with your other weaponry, as opposed to just firing everything in sequence and having the lasers fire first, not doing much damage, then the missiles firing off, maybe doing damage, and then whatever else you have. So firing, I can't remember what I just called it. Firing solution, weapon spreads allow you to do that. You can fire spreads, you can fire every one of your weapons, you can fire a certain weapon system, or just a certain weapon in particular. And that's just to give you more control over how the battle goes on. Before it was just fire all weapons. Now we're trying to get more meticulous with it, more drilled down into allowing you to choose how to fight. I will need to add in eventually a movement function that you'll have to be able to move around to get to the player craft. For range reasons. But for right now, that's not really going to matter, I don't think. Because we don't have some of the things we're going to need in the databases to deal with that, like the optimum range damage is not added yet, so that's not going to be in here just yet. And I won't be adding it in during this section, developer's log thing. That'll be added in later. So that's in now. We need to add that down here, that function. Void battle proc. I wonder if because there's int get p target best solution. No, so what's going on with this? How come it's still saying no storage, p choice? Isn't that part of this, or was it added in? No, yeah, p choice appearance. So what the hell? Error. This declaration has no storage class or type specifier. Unidentified. What the crap? Battle proc p target. Oh wait, is there something? Maybe there's something else that's messing it up somewhere. Where that would be, I have no clue, but... I bet that was it. So we have those things sitting there, causing problems. W setup, that's normal. Those are normal. You actually got to pass the player class to there eventually. Same with that, and yeah, that was the problem. BF solution. Pool is hostile. So if is hostile, we do the player. Else we do the hostile class. And there we go. We won't fill that in until we get the actual figure out how to what we're going to do as far as how we're going to store the various things. I may end up making a vector that will store the weapons sequential order or something like that, and then that's how it'll be used, is with that. However, that runs in the same problem as we just had with this issue here, which is that we'd have to store them based on the item name rather than the storing the actual weapon information itself. So we'll have to, I think we'll probably create a weapons spread class or something that will have be like the battle participants class we have here. Alright, back up here. So we need to now figure out firing solution to do da. So from the firing solution, well, here's the thing though. So I have the firing solution. Question then is that how are we going to go from there? Because that's going to be the main execution path from for the rest of the battle. Is that one particular this one particular case? Because that's where the battle is actually going to take place at, as far as the damage and blowing the crap out of each other. So it goes there, grabs that stuff. Then what does it do? Do we come back to here and then continue on to another function, or do we go from there to another function? I'm thinking that we'll go from here. So what that'll do is that'll go through, you'll choose you'll be able to either choose a weapon spread, or if you haven't set one up, you'll be able to set one up. And then we'll come back and the weapon spread will be set in the ship class, as far as also which one to use, I think. And so we need to pass P choice as well, because, well, I really don't want to do another switch in here, but maybe we have to, because we do have other choices. This is just one choice that you make. We also have the other 3 choices. So unless we want to pass P-choice to firing solutions and do it all from there, and also continue to the damage, actual damage, weapons firing, damage calculations, functions from there, we need to have a switch here to do it from here. Let's see. I really want to try and avoid nested switches because those things can get freaking annoying very quickly. But I did do nested switches here, I believe. Not necessarily. I guess I didn't, did I? Because I didn't have the same choices or whatever that I had in the last one as I do now. So, but I know I used them before in other places. The previous version. I don't know. Have I? I don't think I've used nested switches so far, at all. But trying to not do that because of the huge fiasco of the previous, the 0.4 Alpha's item system was a total fiasco as far as how it worked. So I've been trying to stay away from that and doing functions for everything. So let's go ahead and do that. Solutions, and we'll pass through P-choice. And this hostile thing still works the way it will over here, except we'll just have extra thing to go through. Why does it still say unknown stupid friggin' telesense being a friggin' pain in the ass? Well, that's usually what it is. So it's not really any different there. Alright, let's go and bring those back there. So that'll do for that part. Everything else will happen from down here. So we have 1 through 4, I believe. Yes. Weapon spread is the second one. All weapons is the first one. And then weapon system and specific are 3 and 4. So we go switch. P choice. I would just call it E choice on this one. Or BP choice, battle participant choice. Let's do it that way. It'll be better. Because it may not be just the player, it might be the hostile as well. We'll have to have it be heterogeneous. Heterogeneous. Or however, I think it's heterogeneous. Heterogeneous. Sounds right. Maybe it's homogeneous. Well, you know what I mean. It has to be able to be identified as either the player or the hostile. So it has to be asexual in that way. I don't know. But let's change this. Just woke up, so my brain isn't really functioning just yet. Well, I guess I woke up about an hour and a half ago, but still. Sometimes it takes a while. And we'll also have the switch down here. BP choice. Alright, so case 1 is just going to be to fire all the weapons. So what we're going to do is we're going to this is all going to be calculated out of damage, so we're going to have to wait for that. Maybe we'll set up the damage class now. I do have it created here though, so include ship.h. Well, we don't have to. No, we don't have to, because that's included through hostile and player, since that's member variable of there, or a class member class of that, or whatever. You know what I mean. But since it's defined in there as p ship or h ship, we can just do it from there. But we need to figure out how to do. So we need to put a function in here, call it void. Attack. Say battle attack. And we have to put in through here a bool is hostile. And we also need to pass through who's doing the attacking, or who's being attacked. So I think we'll do pointers for that though. Instead of references. So what we'll do is, no, it'll have to be references, because they're not created through new. Although you could force pointers through, that's true, you could do that. I did that with the mission class, but it might be better just to do pointer, or to do references. Now I'll do pointers just to show you how you can do that. But I will have to open up the Space Crusade real quick, because I've forgotten how to do it. Or rather, I want to make sure how to do it so I can get it right, without having to create any bugs here. Although I probably am creating some bugs. Anyway, mission, where are you? I need mission H and mission CPP. So mission this. So you just send through this. Interesting. Well, we can't exactly do that. So now I guess it'll have to be a reference, unless you want to use an attack function in the player hostile classes that'll send itself to those to the damage function or damage class. But yeah, that's how you would do it. You'd create a function, and then you'd say in the function declaration over here, you'd say where is it? Yeah, mission pointer M. And then that way when you use this, it'll come back as doing it the right way, and it'll be able to access things by using the I can find out where mission is at here. Yeah, using the whatever this operator is called, the arrow operator, we'll call it, because I have no clue what the hell it's actually called. But for the sake of keeping it not complicated, we're just going to go ahead and do it as references. So what'll happen is that we'll need to figure out again, who's attacking and who's being attacked. So we'll have to send through we'll send through a player. Well, let's see. If this is Java, you'd just be able to say, object something, and then you can just fill it in with an object. But there's no object class for C++, I don't think. So now, object class in C++. That sucks. So there is no just blanket on. You can't say, just define an object and then fill it with another class. You can't do that, which sucks. So we'll have to figure out how to do this. Because the player can be attacked or can be attacking, as can the hostiles. So we'd have to figure out I guess we'll use P attack and H attack. There's no way around it. We'll also have to do two versions of it. Battle, hostile, attack. Well, actually, it might just be better just to do it from here. From the way I was thinking about doing this is from the player class, because I know there's an attack function already defined here. We'll just call it B attack. I'll have to rename it over here and be attack and hostile as well. And what we'll do is be attack. This might have to be the way we just have to do it. Just because. The question now is how to get the targets through. We'll have to do something similar to what we did over here. Or we could do it from there and then send it right over to damage for processing. Otherwise, well, either way it's going to be a messy kind of thing to do. Let's go over to damage. If we do it this way, though, we won't have to worry about this because we'll just be returning a value. Let's see. Because what will happen is we'll do the damage in the